People, 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 people. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Jamaica Dancehall Source, your source for dancehall and our entertainment and news. Now the first thing that is popping in the news, there's a thing that is called don't play with that mountain because that mountain will fall on you. Be very careful who you ramp with. Be very careful of the war that you choose. Make sure say you pick and choose. And I am speaking about dancehall artists, Bounty Killer, and an incident as it pertains to Richie Stephens and his victim, and also Mr. Vegas. Now people, we see that Richie Stephens incident as it pertains to that lady, General Ling, Miss Lim, Elaine Lim, government name. We see that it has been popping all over social media, and basically persons have come to the conclusion that even though he was not charged, meaning Richie Stephens, more than likely he did what that lady said that he did. However, it seems as if Bounty Killer has come to Richie Stephens' defense because he feels as if he is big, bad, and mighty. So therefore, he is going to show his ASS off. He is going to show his peacock feather. However, people, that would come back to haunt him. It would be a mistake that he made. A very bad error. Basically, Bounty Killer is claiming that Richie Stephens is being attacked by a victim. However, that victim is like a vulture. Now people, that is the last mistake that you want to make, or the last thing that you want to say. Especially when the court of public opinion sees Richie Stephens as somebody that has a double life, and this lady is actually a victim, even though she did not get the justice that she truly deserves. So anyways, Bounty Killer basically claimed that these victims are vulture and they are out for BLOOD. In not so much word, however, the meaning or what he was trying to say was the same. However, people, since then, it seems as if Mr. Vegas was sitting on a very damaging file that is linked associated with Bounty Killer. And it was a birth paper, a birth certificate, showing that Bounty Killer has a child, or had a child, or have a child, with a girl that was 15 at the time of the child's birth. So therefore, the child must have gotten pregnant at the age of 14. And Bounty Killer was 21 at the time. Maybe when the incident happened, he would have been 20 to 21. So therefore, people, even though he did not hold on this girl because there was no sorts of case that was filed in the courts, it is called statutory RAPE. That means that if this child is under the age of consent, which in Jamaica I think is 16, don't quote me, could be 18. I know for sure that it is 16 or under. Now people, the birth paper shows Bounty Killer's full government name, Mr. Price, Rodney Price. It also shows the name of the mother, and it showed the name of the child. Based on what Mr. Vegas said, he has had this file for a little while, which I hardly think he did. However, he claims that all of these news medias in Jamaica, meaning the Gleaner, the Star Observer, TVJ, CVM, all of them have that file, that birth paper copy, or even, well, the copy, not the original. However, people, they did not do anything. And people, let me explain to you something about Jamaica news media. Jamaica news media, they don't operate in a democratic society. Their hands are almost tied behind them because these corporate companies, they are very afraid of lawsuits. They are very afraid of any kind of backlash. And sometimes the government officials, meaning the DPP, meaning the Prime Minister, meaning the Popo, they are in the Body Body Club, and people, I have spoken about this Body Body Club on several occasions. Some just say they are afraid of backlash. So therefore, if they have a story, they pick and choose which story they want to put out, and they also pick and choose who they want to talk about, who they want to pick on. So therefore, Bounty Killer being one of those persons that have a whole bunch of link in the popo in a government, they was a little scared, let's say, that if they had the file and they did not say anything, because people, as a news media, you are supposed to report the news, you are supposed to be objective, so therefore give your opinion. Put some sort of disclaimer that this is what this person said and allegedly. We are not 100% sure. However, we see that these news media, they are even afraid to do that. They're afraid to talk on government, they're afraid to talk on police, they're afraid to talk on politicians, basically. Is the gist that I am trying to say. Now, people, if this is true, which more than likely it is, Bounty Killer basically chose a war that he had nothing to do with. Because the truth and the fact is that most of these dancehall artists, they are PED. Most of these dancehall artists, they are a part of the culture. We are speaking about the RAPE culture that exists in Jamaica. It has existed for many years, couple of decades at least. So therefore I say this to say that most students in Jamaica, if you're an artist, you can't get through the front door, the front gate, you can't pass security. However, there's a whole bunch of young girls that are always hanging out at any and every studio. And when I say young girls, I mean high school girls in a them uniform. Them have access to the studio. They go to the studio, them get bang up, them get hit up, them perform all sorts of pioneer. To these artists, people, that is a regular thing. Facts. So therefore, most schoolgirls, 18 or younger, some of them younger. From them a bust any sorts of BREAST, they are good to go according to most of these artists, so-called artists. So therefore, Bounty Killer should have known that, listen, I am a part of the problem in Jamaica. I am not saying that I am the major problem in Jamaica, because people, the truth and the fact is that there are many persons, elderly men in Jamaica, in high places, in politics, in the power force that are doing it too. It is nothing new. I've been around studio, I've been around the music business, so therefore I know what I am speaking about, because I've had instances in which I am rolling with people and you go by a certain high school and them say, yo, them look a young girl or them look good. However, people, being the parents of children, girl pick me just ignore it. However, it is not something that I heard only on one occasion. It is something that is oftenly mentioned, and it seems as if it is a norm. So therefore, me just say it exists in Jamaica, in the dancehall space for a very long time. So therefore, when Bounty Killer decided that he wanted to defend Richie Stephens, he should have left that one alone. Richie Stephens has his lawyer. He has a very competent lawyer, Mr. Christopher Townsend. So therefore, let the lawyer deal with that. Let the lawyer deal with any sort of legal accusation. Him to leave that one there alone. However, people, sometimes people them hype up. Sometimes people them ego get the better of them. Sometimes people feel as if they are above the law. And whatever happens, they can deal with it. However, people, I am sure Bounty Killer is having sleepless nights after this incident came out, because he knows he is linked with all sorts of corporate sponsorship. He is linked with all sorts of stuff, and there's a cloud that is hanging over his name as it pertains to his US visa and people, based on information that I got the last time that he went to the embassy. He was denied. Cannot validate or verify. Me just say a little birdie told me so. So anyways, people, like me say, Mr. Vegas read out Bounty Killer files as it pertains to that bird paper and him 15-year-old baby mother at the time he was 20 or 21. However, people, sometimes when people do stuff, there is always ulterior motive. Did Mr. Vegas do this because he was concerned about the well-being of Jamaica and the fact that Jamaica is headed down the abyss of hell as it pertains to this RAPE culture in Jamaica, as it pertains to dancehall artists? Or is it because Mr. Vegas is promoting some sort of music, some sort of music video, some sort of album that is forthcoming? People, let me know what you think in the comment section. However, people, whatever the case is, it is his civic duty to talk. And if he claims that he now wants to be some sort of blogger and he wants to be considered competent and credible, this is what he is supposed to do. So therefore, people, like me say, I don't know his mindset at the time when he exposed this bird paper. Me can't read his mind. I don't know his intent. So therefore, I cannot speak. So people, me just say, do you think that Mr. Vegas is exposing Bounty Killer because they just don't like each other, they are rivals? Or is it because he has some sort of album? He is cloud chasing, he is looking at hype. People, let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up. Now before I move to the next part of my video, please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Now the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the manager of incarcerated artist Jacure, he has spoken. Based on the information, it is said that he claims that Jacure is doing okay. His mental state is okay. He is not stressed out. He is not bawling. He is not about to commit any sort of jump off of the roof and basically hang himself. Not like that. Now people, truth be told, Jacure is what we call a seasoned criminal. Jacure is what we call a real prison bud. Jacure is what we call a misfit in society. And even if he was making hundreds of thousands of US dollars, euro, pounds, whatever, it couldn't cover up for the type of person that he was. And people, this was clearly exhibited in his actions on social media, in the news, in a real life. All of the things as it pertains to at least 2 or 3 car where him crash total because him a press pedal to the metal and he know that he is not really used to driving these cars. However, his adrenaline rush, his ego, would basically make him be a danger, a menace to himself and a menace to society. So people, we are not surprised, or I am not surprised, because the truth and the fact is that Jacure was not a functioning member of society. He was a misfit in the regular society. So therefore, he is in a place that he might be more comfortable. He feels that he fits in with all sorts of criminal elements. And people, truth be told, if Jacure can function in one of those hardened places in Jamaica, one of those rat hole, rat infested jails in Jamaica, maybe one of the worst places, or some of the worst jails in any part of the world, what do you think is going to happen when he goes in a place like Netherlands, in Europe, and he has access to everything? He is living like he is living in a 5-star hotel. He is going to feel comfortable. Now people, don't get it twisted, don't get it misconstrued. Even if it is some sort of 5-star hotel, facility, jail, freedom is the most important thing. So therefore, I am not saying that Jacure is happy. However, what I am saying is that if he can make it 8 years in the big yard in Jamaica behind those prison walls, he'll be just fine. He is not thinking about any sort of hang himself or nothing like that. Jacure is wondering, he is pondering at this time, how am I going to beat this one? Now people, don't get it twisted, don't get it misconstrued. There's a thing that is called money talk and BS walk. So therefore, if I think I know Jacure like I think I know Jacure being a master manipulator, more than likely Jacure's team, meaning his manager, his PR people, they are in conversation with the victim, the person that he joke up a couple of times. May I talk about the promoter, Papa. So people, don't be surprised if we see this case gets dropped. Don't be surprised if we see Jacure walks again free, because people, evil people, they are very HARD for DEAD. You know exactly what I am speaking about. they find a way to basically beat the system, buck the system. So people may just say, Jacure is supposed to be locked up for at least 14 days so the Popo can do some sort of investigation. However, people, don't be surprised if after these 14 days he is not given some sort of bail. Well, then again, he is on a visa, he is on a work permit, so therefore they might say that he is a flight risk. And maybe they'll take his visa and him can't leave. However, people, if the case looks sticky out there, Jacure might find some way to end up back in a Jamaica. Unless, of course, Jamaica has some sort of extradition treaty with those places. Because, people, we know Sir Jacure, I don't think that he wants to go back behind these prison walls. However, if he can do time in a Jamaica, he can definitely do time in a Amsterdam. And the way that he is acting nowadays, people like me say, it seems as if he is fed up with life, he is fed up with freedom, so therefore he wants to go back to a place that he is basically comfortable in, point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that, and like me say, it is just my views and opinion, it is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.